Hello, everybody. I'm happy to see you. This is the second part of our series. This is day 4 of the 5-day challenge. So we have day 4 and 5 left. Okay, so we're a little over midway through. Now, on day 4, we're going to talk about how to create and implement superior coping mechanisms. Okay? First thing, we need to become very open-minded. It's important. Becoming open-minded doesn't mean negating the reality of the world and the negative things that occur. We're open to those obstacles that come our way, and we're open to the possibility of dealing with them in a positive manner. We also have to appreciate not only the good things that come our way, but even appreciate those things that we view as challenging. And the reason we appreciate them, because they help us go outside of our comfort zone, which means we can grow, improve, change, and develop further, and become happier and more fulfilling human beings and create more value. So at the same time we appreciate those wonderful good things, we appreciate those challenging things, those barriers. But we always look for the good. See? This is what helps us. We appreciate the negative because when the negative comes, it causes us to look for the good. So we become better hunters and better explorers at finding the good hidden in the negative. And we praise the good often, okay? When there's good behavior, we praise it. Hey, you did a good job. Oh, I like your effort. Oh, I can see you're really improving. All those people around us, our mothers and fathers, our brothers and sisters, our children, our co-workers, our friends, even our enemies, we look for the good and we praise them. Suppose you have an enemy. Now, I don't have any enemies, but pretend you had an enemy for some reason. They were jealous of you, or they didn't like you, or whatever. You might say to them, I understand there's certain things about me that you might not feel comfortable with. Would you mind sharing with me what those are? And then they'll say, yeah, I don't like you because you seem arrogant. You go, really? You think I'm arrogant? Oh, well, thank you for sharing that with me. What makes you think that? You see, by listening to other people and examining, you can find the good in them, and finding the good in them helps you find something about yourself that you can improve upon, which is also good. Okay? So, now what we do is we want to make a plan. How are we going to do this? These are a picture of the neurons in our brain. You know, there are billions of neurons in our brain. And every neuron is connected to, every other neuron. So when one neuron meets another, it passes a chemical from one to the other. Those are called neurotransmitters. And they're chemicals that can cause positive and negative and thoughts. Who knows what they do, but they create our imagination. They create thoughts. Okay? So we need to make a plan. So like I was mentioning, we need to, number one, embrace reality. Don't be blind. Face your weaknesses. It's okay. All right? Now, neuroplasticity means that you can change your brain. So even if you face reality, you can change it. Old thoughts and perceptions can become new perceptions. We can practice activating the new through self-hypnosis, through meditation, prayer, through role modeling. Find someone that can do what you can't and learn from them. Or find somebody who's doing something you do, but they're doing it better. They're more efficient. They're more productive. And learn from them. And then rehearse, practice. Okay? Now, in order to change, in order to rewire our brain, because neuroplastic means you can change your thinking, you can change your brain. It means you will learn. You will create a new map of the territory. The territory is the objective reality in the outside world, the events that occur to you. Okay? And then you have a map of how you think you should deal with it. Well, you've been dealing with it in a negative way, and that's why you have stress. But when you change the map, you can deal with it in a positive way and eliminate the stress. So once you come up with ways to do this, you practice, okay? Now, There are 3 elements to the practice. The first is called duration. How much time is involved in the practice? Do you practice 5 minutes a day? 15 minutes a day? An hour a day? Do you practice all day long? That's important. You'll learn faster if you practice more often. Frequency is how often you're doing it, okay? So do you do it every day? Once a week? Once a month? Every hour? Again, the frequency will help you. The greater the duration, the greater the frequency, you'll learn faster. And the third is intensity. When you are practicing these new methods of thinking, of adapting, these new patterns of thought, these new perceptions, how focused are you? Do you focus on the perception? I see something negative. This is how I responded before. Now I'm going to respond like this. Here's the event. Here's my response. Oh, I don't know how to respond to that event. Talk to somebody. Talk to your mentor. Talk to somebody that they had the same exact event as you, but they walked away smiling. You walked away crying. You asked them, hey, we both experienced the same event. Why it didn't bother you? He says, well, I'm used to it. I've been practicing this for a long time, so it doesn't bother me. I know I can handle it. Oh, how did you do that? Well, I practiced it. I studied it. I learned different ways of handling it. It's like the first time you drive from point A to point B, you need your navigation system. You don't know what is north, south, east, or west. But if you continue doing that, eventually you'll learn, hey, every time I turn right and go 1 mile, I know where I'm going. Every time I turn left and go 1 mile, I end up over there. So you don't need your navigation system anymore. You've learned to do it. It's now unconscious. Okay? All right. Now let's move on. So the second thing is you create a 5-step plan. First thing, we embrace reality. Now we create a plan. This is a 5-step process for how to make a decision. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I go fast? Should I go slow? Number 1, have clear goals. Write down your goals. Number 2, identify the problems that stand in the way. Oh, this is my goal. What are the problems that are going to try to stop me? Oh, okay. Number 3, accurately diagnose the problems. Well, what's the cause of this problem? Is this really a problem? Or maybe it's something I can handle easily. Number 4, design plans that will get you around them. Figure out how to detour, how to go around them. And number 5, do what's necessary to push through so you get results. Don't leave with just a plan. Make sure the plan gets you the result that you want. So you tried A, it didn't work. You tried B, it didn't work. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's try C. Ah, that's the right plan. It worked. We saved 15 minutes that way. Good. Okay? So use a plan. Okay. Next, be radically open-minded. So this is really important. I don't mean just be a little bit open-minded. Be totally open-minded. And the reason is this. I can tell you from my own experience that there are things inside of you, thoughts, patterns, triggers, perceptions, which you are completely unaware of. And they are in your unconscious mind, and they are making you do certain things. Maybe they're making you think a certain way or act a certain way, and you don't even know they exist. Okay? So you have to be so open-minded that every time something happens, you ask yourself, why did this happen? Is there another way to look at this? If you can't find another way to look at it, you can ask someone else. Hey, this happened to me, and I tried to find another way to look at it. I couldn't. What about you? Oh, you can look at it like this. What about this? Oh, you can get the opinion of others, and that will help you open the door to the hidden patterns or triggers inside your psyche. There are things inside of you that you have ignored for 5, 10, 15, 20 years or more. I experienced that myself as a life coach. I had a very great transformation and awakening when I learned to look at the situation from another person's point of view. This is essential. Always try to look at things from another person's point of view. Why are they acting like that? Is it because of the way they were brought up? What was their father like? What was their mother like? What were their teachers like? Where were they born? Where did they live? What was their economic situation? What country do they come from? You have to ask these questions. Then once you look at life from their point of view, you can see they're really trying their best. Let go of your ego, okay? They're really trying to do the best they can. They're not trying to do it wrong. They just have limitations. Well, you also have limitations, so give them the benefit of the doubt. Focus on finding the truth, not on being right. Well, you could be right, you could be wrong, but it doesn't matter. The truth is what's important. And be respectful and use productive disagreements. That means you might disagree with somebody, but you don't have to put them down. You don't have to call them crazy or weird. You can say, your point of view is very unusual for me. Perhaps you could explain it further. Why do you think like that? Or how do you think that would benefit us in this situation? Or why do you think that would solve the problem? Are there any side effects? Are there any negative implications? You see, be respectful and don't forget to handle disagreements in a productive, respectful way. Number 4, people are wired differently. Okay, so you're going to get angry at somebody because they didn't do it the way you thought they should. They didn't meet your standards because they didn't go to your school. Their father and mother weren't like your father and mother, whatever. People are wired differently. You need to know that the strengths and weaknesses of yourself and others are not the same. Maybe you're strong at doing public speaking, maybe they're very shy. But maybe they're really great in math, and math is a weakness for you. Or maybe they're shy, but they have a great sense of humor. Who knows? Give people the benefit of the doubt. They are doing the best they can. Put yourself in their shoes and become aware of yourself at the same time you become aware of them. And make decisions effectively. That means use the principles and the systems that you've learned. Be effective in your decision making. Don't just be haphazard. And document your core values. And the way you can create core values is ask yourself this question. Who are the 5 people that I respect the most? Write down their names. Number 1, 2, 3. Okay, now you have the names of the 5 people you respect the most. Next, write down 3 characteristics or qualities or virtues that each one of those 5 individuals possesses. Oh, this guy, he was very courageous. Oh, this lady, oh, she was very patient. Okay, so now you'll have 3 times 5, or you'll have 15 different values or principles or virtues. Some of them may be repetitive. Maybe 2 of those people were courageous. Maybe 2 of them were, wise, whatever. So from that 15, anything that's repeated, anything that you have 2 or 3 times, that's definitely one of your core values. And from the other ones in the 15, you pick 5 out of the 15 that are most important to you. And those 5 are your 5 core values. Now you know your core values. You base your future mission statement and your future plans, and you identify yourself as a person who possesses those 5 core values. You already possess them. That's you. That's the highest and best you there is. And that's what you're shooting for. That's what you're growing into. That's what you are becoming, the best you possible. And those 5 core values are what identify you. So if someone asks you, are you wise? Yes. Wisdom is one of my core values. I am becoming wiser day by day. Oh, are you patient? Patience is one of my core values. Every day I'm becoming more patient. You see, you tell yourself this. You tell your brain, your neurons this, and then your neurons will create you into a wise and patient person, because your neurons will affect your DNA. You will become what you say you are becoming. Okay? I want to congratulate you on achieving today's work. You did a wonderful, wonderful job today, okay, on day 4. Thank you. See you next time for day 5. Bye-bye.